Let me know if you are able to see my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Hopefully, yes, correct. Okay. So day 4 session today. Okay. So just a quick recap what we have covered till last classes. So we have created, the basic classes for what is data engineering and everything that is covered. And after that, we touched the basic RDBMS stuff. And the previous class we have started creation of table in a particular database in MySQL database. Yeah, hello. Hi Ganesh. Yeah. So in the previous class, what we learned about the DDL and DML languages. Okay. So just a quick recap, what is DDL and DML language? Let me quickly go through this slide once more time. So DDL and DML is DDL is for creation, alteration, drop, and truncate of a particular table in a particular database. Okay. So DDL is quite responsible for any kind of table structure related thing. Okay. And DML, what we have learned in the last class, DML is for data manipulation language. Inside a particular table, how we can manipulate the data. For entry of a particular data as well, update any kind of data as well as deleting any kind of data. Which particular SQL language or SQL command is executing this kind of scenarios for DML. Those kind of insert, date, update, delete, those are called DML. So DDL and DML has been covered successfully in last class. Today we'll be covering DQL, the select query. This is a huge thing. It should not be completed only one day. Maybe tomorrow as well we'll be covering DQL, and later we can cover DCL and TCL in later classes. Maybe end of this week. Okay. So let's get started with the DQL. DQL is a data query language. Select is the main keyword for this thing. Actually, selecting some data or selecting some columns on top of a particular table. So this is our main motto. And from today's session, definitely we'll be going ahead with the hands-on practice and everything on our MySQL workbenches. Okay, let me maximize the screen. Okay, hopefully everyone can see it properly. Just let me do one thing. Yeah. So whoever has done the classes earlier, so we have just gone through with this software. I think you are also our MySQL Workbench. And we are using MySQL as the data open source database to learn the hands-on part for these data classes. And last day we have created that table student for our training purpose. Okay. So inside we have created the schema teradata training purpose. Inside that schema, we created that table called student. Okay. You can see the data definition, the DDL of the student. We have this 5 columns: class, roll number, first name, last name, and marks. Okay. So that everything we have covered in last class, exactly how to create the schema, how to create the table. We have manipulated the table structure last week. We have inserted some records last week. So today onwards, we can play around that particular records for selecting, DQL part. Okay. Uh, just this was a recap. Is there any doubt from anyone? Then we can quickly start ahead with DQL. Okay, hopefully no. Fine. So DQL is a select query language. Let me go to the next slide. It's selecting data on top of a table. Okay. And based on our own choice, based on our, developers requirement, we can limit the particular visualization on top of that table. Okay. So here the table name is student. The main format should be in this way. Select is the keyword. Star, I will be coming to star later in a second. Star from From is a keyword, then the table name, student. So if you can execute it, it should be giving us the output of entire table. Entire table means what are the, what all columns are present, it will be representing the same thing. Now, if we want to limit some columns in our visualization, maybe when we are in a project, there maybe the table should be having 100 to 200 columns. Okay, the scenarios. But while doing an analysis part, maybe there is an issue, data issue for a particular column. We cannot check everything in a single screen. We have to scroll it right, left, multiple times for that thing. So for that, we have to use column limitation operation. We need to limit the particular column for, for which we need to check the issue. Okay. For just like this, I can remove the star. Star means visualization for all the columns. Okay. I can remove the star and I can just put which are the columns I require to check. Just like select class. Okay. Let me execute this. I can see only the class from the table. Let me put comma, roll number. Okay. So we can see class and roll number together. So this is a column limited operation. Which columns we require, just we can put this thing in comma separated manner in the select clause. First name. Okay. So this is very simple and this is called column limited operation. So we can put filters on top of columns over here. Okay. So I think that is understandable. Let me go back to star again to check all the table, all the data of the table. Fine. Now I'm going ahead with the row limited operation. So just the previous example, we checked for particular columns only. Now if our requirement is to check for particular rows or particular records, we can say. So based on the data, like you can quickly check that particular student table is having roll number, class, first name, last name, mark. I just inserted the record for, having a sample statistics for class 3, 4, and 5. Can see. And with having some sample roll numbers as well, their name and their marks. Marks out of 250. Maybe there is an internal exam for the particular student and collected the stat. So this is the thing. Now I want to check only the result of class 3. So I can limit the row. What is the formula and what is the coding for that thing? So that is why I want to show you. So select star from the student. You need to put where clause. Where class, where class equal 3. Okay. So we can see the row has been limited and I can only see only the class, third standard student and their result. Four and five standard student, they are getting hidden over here. Okay. So this is row limitation operation and it's very much important for any kind of scenario when we can face the same thing in our project purpose or any such, live application we are working on. So, to limit the row, we can also put the column level limit over here as well. Just like class, mm, first name. So there is row limit as well as column level limit. Okay. I can see only the classes for, class 3. That's it. The other columns are not visible as well as the other classes are not there as well. Okay. There are multiple scenarios we can see over here. And filtering a data set means filtering on top of records. Restricting selection using comparison operator. I can use a comparison as well. Let me check the entire data set over here in a select star from student. So let me filter out on top of marks with the comparison. I mean, let me check who are the person, I mean, who are the student with having less than 200 marks. Then we should be having a guardian call to with the student. So let me check with that way. Where mark less than 200. So those are the students. For class 4, there are two kids, and class 3, there is one kid. So they are having those marks. So we need to have a guardian call. So I am telling from a principal perspective. So that is, I mean, if there are thousands or I mean more than that student, then we can quickly check it from database. Actually, in the uh, particular student, I mean, if in a particular college or particular school, they are not maintaining the database. Actually, they might be having Excel sheet or just like this. But I'm just having this example with you for a good exercise or good hands-on to check the filtering in the records and all. Okay. Okay. So this is a comparison operator that I want to show you. It's working as a filtering part over here. Restricting selection. Sorry, anybody saying anything? Okay. If there is anything, please tell me. Okay. Now the next example is restricting selection with in keyword. So if we are having multiple thing, multiple condition in a single statement, just like if we want to check two classes at a single time, just like three or four, okay, then we need to put in this way. Class in in keyword should be there. If we have only single selection, then equal is fine. But if we are having multiple selection at a single instance, then we need to put in keyword. Then within braces 3 comma 4. So I'm checking 3 and 4 class in a single data set. Okay. 3 and 4 is present over here. No 5. Class 5 is not present over here. So this is, I mean, in clause. This is called in clause. Restricting based on pattern matching. So pattern means, let's check. Okay. Let's check with pattern matching means first name. I'm filtering out on top of first name equal. I'm not putting the entire name. I'm just putting A. Suppose I want to check the first name with Ajay. First name start with the first alphabet should be A. Then no need to put the entire name. We can put a wild character. Okay, equal sign will not be there. Like keyword should be there. Like a percent. Percent is a wild character. So it will be representing any character over here, the percent thing. So I want to see only Ajay's record. Let me just run it. I can see only Ajay. Okay, because first name is starting with A only for Ajay. That's why. Let me check if there is any other common name. AR. Okay, R is common for this two, Ronak and Rajesh. Let me put R there. Okay, so this, I mean, this percent is playing a wild character over here. So, and like keyword should be there as this is not an exact match. So, by this way, we can have the filtering command over here. Okay, this is the third point, pattern matching. Okay, restricting selection using between and keyword. So if we just want to check with a range of selection, suppose we want to check the student who is having the number between 200 to 210, then we can use between keyword where mark between 200 and suppose 220. Yeah. Okay. So this particular boundary is inclusive. Okay. 200 and 220. So we can see the data set having, I mean, row limiting operation by between and keyword. by this way. What is the next example? Okay, restricting based on null value. We can check out with null value as well. As of now, we do not have any data for null. Yeah, let me push a null record quickly, and just like where mark. Okay, how to check that is null. Suppose anybody has forget, or maybe any data operator has forget to put a particular mark for a particular student. So we can check in this way. Select start from student where mark is null. So there is no such student having null record. But if we are having any such student, then we can just like let me use the update statement. Okay. I'll be doing this thing later. So that thing is understandable, correct? Let me finish the class, then I can quickly example that and give an example on that. So till now, any doubt from anyone on the select statement with row limiting operation? Okay, hopefully no. Okay, so the next topic is on distinct keyword. Okay, distinct is mainly used for, removing duplicates. Okay, so maybe a particular data set is having duplicate records over there. To remove those kind of duplication, we can use the distinct keyword. Suppose if I just want to select class from student. Okay. So the particular class has been reflected as per the database. It's been, when inserting the database, the classes is been inserted in this way: 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 3 again 5 5. But if we want to check what are the distinct classes, means removing duplicates, what are the classes that we are collecting the statistics. Okay. So then we can use this distinct keyword, distinct class. Then we can see only the distinct class over here. Only we can say to the principal that only the class 3, 4, and 5, the student data has been entered. Okay. So distinct keyword is for removing duplicates. While choosing the data set or while using the query language, we can only check the distinct data on top of the data set. It's not only for one column, we can use multiple column. Okay. For multiple column, if we use the first name, then again we can get everything because the combination of these two column. Let me quickly show you an example. Just like roll number. Then we cannot see any removal of row because over here class and roll number, the combination of those two column, we need to check if there is any duplication is there. But there is no such duplication. For class 3, there is only one roll number 1, 3, 4. Again 10 over here in class 3. Class 4, those are distinct. Class 5 also, those are distinct. So as the combination of class and roll number is distinct, that's why there is no row has been removed in this display. So that is why I want to say that the distinct can be operated on top of multiple columns combination. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead with the next topic. Hopefully the distinct keyword has been understandable. Column alias. Column alias means this is, we can rename a column, not actually renaming a column. Suppose, while declaring a particular table, okay, while declaring the DDL, we are using a particular column name over here, just like class, roll underscore number. But when I'm presenting the same information before principal or anyone, then the roll underscore number class is fine, or you can use roll underscore number. Principal will not understand what is underscore. Even we can put a space there. But if we declare in the same way, having spaces there at the table declaration, then it should be throwing an error. Because while declaring the column, it should not be having this space. So in this scenario, before presenting the data, we can use the alias part, or as per our own wish, we can update the thing. Just like let me do the roll number. Let me put a space there. Then how we can alias this thing? Just select the particular column, put the keyword as, then put the alias name there. Suppose roll underscore number. I'm putting the underscore again. Just I'm updating the column name in this way. Okay, you can see the table structure is still roll number, but while doing the select query, while displaying the data, I can see this column has been updated to this name, roll underscore number. So this is alias. You can also remove as, you can just put a space and then column name. This is also possible. Okay, but the best scenario, best practice, we can put as. As is the alias over here, alias keyword. The same way I was mentioning that time that I can use double inverted double quote over there and put a space there. Roll number. Okay, so this is more meaningful way if I am presenting the thing in front of client, because this kind of character and everything, it's very much hard for them to understand, or it's not user friendly at their side. It's user friendly at developer side. There is no issue, but suppose we have a lot of hierarchical structure, just like uh, a particular name one, name two, name three, just like product one, product two, product three. Maybe a particular product is having hierarchical way to define this thing. Maybe a pharmaceutical product, a medicine company is having product. So we are using paracetamol, but just like we are using the chemical name of that particular compound name. So just like nomenclature, the name one, name two, name three, this kind of column we are using. The deeper we are digging to this compound, we are using name two, name three in this way. The top, higher portion, we are having name one, name two in this way. But while presenting the same thing in front of customer, we have to update the thing. Just like uh, product description, product chemical description in this way. We have to alias the part if we are presenting anything in front of customer. So that's why the uses of alias is there. Okay, so we are storing the data in this column name, but if we want to represent the thing in another name, we can use this alias. That's the purpose. Okay, let me go ahead with the next topic. Okay, concatenation operator. Here is a good example. I can go ahead with concatenation operator. So this is an inbuilt function, we can say, for this SQL. So in the select query, we can use those inbuilt function over here. So what I'm just going to do, I can concatenate. All the things should be there. Instead of having first name and last name, I will concatenate. Concatenate means I can use the full name using top of this first name and last name. Okay. So how to do that? Let me put class, roll number. Then without putting first name and last name, let me concatenate both name. Concatenate with, will merge, concatenate, sorry. Or concat. Concat should be the keyword. Let me check. Concat should be there. I'm assuming. Okay. First name, comma, last name. Okay. We can see. Okay. Let me put a space there again. A space. I'm concatenating the space as well. Okay. We can see. We do not have separate column for first name and last name. Instead of having that, we are using this function, concat function, which is, this is a function which works on top of string data type, and we can merge the two things. So over here, I'm merging between first name, then space, again, last name. Not only two things, multiple things, just it will merging the thing as per the declaration. So this is the way we are declaring first name, last name. Okay, let me alias the thing as student full name in this way. Student full name. So over here we can see this the particular thing is not good looking. So I'm just aliasing the column name over here. So we are having the column name in student full name in a good or quick, I mean helpful manner. I just updated it. Then mark. I'm rerunning it again. So this is a useful data set. Without having first name, last name, we're having student full name. So this is an example of concatenation. Actually, not only concatenation, I mean usefulness of a particular user-defined function in a select query. Not only user-defined. Sorry for my mistake. It's a inbuilt function in MySQL database. Okay. There are lots of function. Maybe I'll be covering the thing later chapter. There are function on top of numericals as well. It's a string function. So there is a top of date function. We are having something on top of numerics. We are having some function over there. So those inbuilt function we can quickly catch up. Maybe later session, day after tomorrow, just like this. Okay, we're also doing the aliasing example over here. Just a repetition of this example. So I think you that can be quickly understandable to your side. Okay, going to the next slide. Okay, this is very much important. Aggregation function. And especially we are, I mean, entering into the analytics portion, aggregating a particular data set. Okay. So suppose you want to see, you are a data analytics person, you want to see particular thing, just like average of class 3, average of class 4, and average of class 5. Based on particular samples we have collected, we want to check, I mean, the performance of the class teachers as well. How we can check it? We can check the average result of each of the classes. Okay. So how to check that thing? So for, I mean, if we are doing this thing in pen and paper, what we can do? We can segregate class three's marks. Okay. Then we can just average it. So here we have the usefulness of the query language. So how to do that thing? I can only choose class and marks over here. Let me just pull this thing earlier. Select class, mark from student. Okay. So I just segregated class and mark. That is one step. Then we can use the aggregation part. Here we can introduce a new keyword called that is called group by. Group by. So I'll be grouping by the entire data set by class only. Okay. Group by class. That means I'll be grouping class 3's result, class 3's marks, class 4 marks, and class 5 marks. Then what I'll be doing, I mean, operating mark, top of mark, I'll be averaging the thing. So I have to put average. Average keyword is AVG. Okay. So what I'm doing, let me just run it. Okay, here is the average mark. So I have grouped it by class. So class 3 is having average mark is 218. Class 4 is having 201 and 5 is 205. So here we are having the average of each of the classes based on the samples we have taken. Okay, it's not for the entire average, top of the samples as well. So, I mean, if we need to do any analytics part or many, I mean, maybe any decision making part on top of this course, maybe we need to discuss with the class teachers. Maybe we can advise class four's class teacher to quickly consult with class three, what particular initiative that particular class teacher has taken. So, this kind of stuff we can, as per the principal. Principal is a business owner over here, so he or she can take this decision at their side. So just like the same average, we can use, I mean, there are lots of operation. What are the operation? Aggregation function, just like sum, max, mean, count. It's like if we just put sum, summation means entire class threes, I mean, entire classes number. So obviously, if we are having, I mean, greater samples for 3 and 4, that's why the marks is greater than on that class 5, because for class 5 we checked only 2 students were present as per the statistics collection. So this kind of summation operation we can do over here. On top of this, we can go ahead with max mean function as well. Okay. So this kind of count operation, how many counts of classes? I mean, over if we just put over here, it will be showing us the number of marks present. Not only the, I mean, over here, this numerical value will not be captured over here, but we can get just like 3 classes. I mean, class standard 3, we have 4 students. Standard 4, we have 4 students. I mean, 4 student marks are available. 4 students marks are available for class 5. 2 students marks are available. So this is the operation for count. Okay. We can also use this thing. Select count star from student. Where it will be showing us, it will be showing the entire table is having how many records available. Okay. So we are having 10 records available. So count is, I mean, this kind of operation we can analyze, we can just go ahead with the analysis part while doing any data loading. We can check if the source records and target records are same. So this is more kind of technical. If you're just going ahead with the entire, I mean, live application, then you can go ahead with this kind of thing. Can check count matching from the source if you are populating some records from source to target. So this kind of count operation, you can quickly go ahead top of that thing. Okay. So those are all called aggregation function. One more thing I just want to share with you. Okay. You can do the thing on filtering part over here. Let me do one thing. Let me check class and okay, let me do the average. Not count. Let me check the data set, or let me give you some more suitable example on top of aggregation function. Select star from student. Hmm. Okay. You can also, without having any group by, you can also use the max mean over here. Max mark. I want to check who is the maximum mark available for the student. 245. You can also use mean. Okay. If we just want to check I mean, in class 3, which is the minimum marks, then we can put the filter criteria over here, where class equal 3. 190 is the minimum mark. Okay. So the filtering operation, filtering data, row limiting operation can be occurred on top of there as well. But if we want to filtering on top of aggregation thing, let me show you an example. Okay, how we can aggregate the thing? Okay, let me top up class 3. Let me group by the thing. Group by roll number. It's basically the same thing. Group by roll number. Put average. There is no need to put average over here. Just to give an example in front of you. Okay. So actually there is no put, I mean, nothing to put for average, because one roll number is having 230. I mean, the total marks is there for each roll number. So what I'm doing over here, I'm limiting the records for only class 3. Okay. Okay, let me put the class over here. It will be throwing an error because in the group by section, it's not throwing an error. But the good approach, it's not throwing an error, but it should be throwing an error in different database. What should we do? We are also grouping by the thing in top of class as well. So we need to put the class name over here as well. So on top of roll number and class, we are doing this group by operation. So that's why I have to put both of them. Now, if we want to check uh, the average marks who are having more than 200, so we cannot use where clause. I mean, if we want to limit the records on top of this average marks, okay, then we cannot use the where clause over here. So on top of any aggregations results filtration operation, we need to use having clause. It's same kind of where, but it's working on top of this average mark. Okay, only one, I mean, one record has been eliminated. We're having two records. The operation is same as where clause, but we cannot use where clause in top of the aggregation function. Okay, so here we need to use having clause. So just I want to give you an example for having clause. I mean, if we have such kind of filter criteria that we have to filter out the thing on top of, I mean, on based on particular average or any kind of aggregation function, then we need to use this having clause. Okay, not using the where clause. Where will not work over here. Just let me show you. We put average over here in the enter step. It will be showing an error. Okay, I'm commenting out this thing. Okay, let me remove this thing. Okay, there is an error. Invalid use of group function. So this particular average thing has been created in this query itself, group by. So that will not be working in where clause. I mean, we cannot filter the record of particular group by function. I mean, the aggregation function by where clause. It should be by having clause that I showed to you earlier. Okay. So this is the way to representing, uh, I mean, any kind of row limitation operation on top of aggregation. Any doubt till now? Those are the very important topics we just covered. So if you are just newly learning SQL thing, so this is very much interesting as well as, I mean, very much important. Each of the steps can be useful for you to work in enterprise or any kind of present solution which is in life and all. For any kind of, data analysis part, this kind of aggregation things is the most important steps over here. Just like we are doing the pivot table in Excel, the same thing you can go ahead with this aggregation stuffs over here. Okay. Okay. What is the next topic? Sorting the data. This is the last topic for today's session. Okay. Let me just go back to the first data set, the entire data set again. Select start from student. Okay. So over here, um, okay, what is sorting of the record? Sorting means if we want to just organize the data in a particular manner, maybe it's ascending one or descending one. So this kind of organization can be done by sorting operation. So over here you can see just like class 3, 4, 5, it was a it was in a good manner earlier. 3, 4, again I have inserted the record 3 again over here. It's not looking a good way, good manner. Okay. So I can sort the record on top of class. How to do this thing? The new keyword is order, order by class. Okay. So order by particular column for which we are going ahead with the sorting of the records. Now you can see 3333 4444. The 3 has been come again into this. Okay. So by default, if we are putting this particular column over here, by default it's taking the data set that's the ascending manner. Okay. So if we want to go ahead with the descending manner, we need to use this keyword DESC. Then we can see 5 should be coming earlier, then 4, then 3. Okay. So sorting the entire data set in a descending manner. Fine. Uh, Let me put it in ascending manner. Or one thing we can also do, just let me show you. We can also put column order. Just like class is the first, class, let me choose the column order. So class is the first column, roll number is the second column, first name is the third column. So we can, instead of putting class, you can put one. One means class. Class is coming in the first column. So put in this way, it should also work. Okay. DSC. So order by thing, we can also go ahead with putting number. The which occurrence the column is coming into the table. So we can put this thing over here as well. Okay. Okay. Mm. What are the other things we can mention? Okay. You can put multiple column name. Just like let me sort it on top of roll number as well as class. To just give it a well manner. Just like for class 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be coming earlier. Then class 4 in shorter manner this way. Okay. So how to do that thing? Multiple columns we can use over here. Order by class, then roll number. So it will be first sorted by class, then roll number. So you can see 3333, 444, 55, it's fine. Now in 3, it will be checking the order of the roll number. Just like 1, 3, 4, 10. Okay. But this order we need to maintain in proper way. If we just having roll number earlier, then class, let me check what is happening. So what it's doing? It's decorating in a roll number will be sorting first, just like 111. Then it's coming for class. So for 111, which is coming first, third class is coming first, then fourth, then five. Then roll number 2, roll number 3. This is the way. So based on our requirement, we need to check which things needs to be sorted first. That thing should be mentioned earlier. The data set will be sorted on top of that thing. Then the another one, or there should be multiple columns based on which you want to see the data. That thing will be sorted as per this thing. Okay. Okay. So hopefully we have covered everything for today's session. Any doubt what we have learned today? Can ask, then we can quickly clear our doubt over here. Today's operation, what we mainly covered, that is, we have created a table in last day. So on top of that table, we have used select query. Select query means to visualize the data. Okay. So first of all, we have gone through the row limiting operation, column limiting operation, then some inbuilt function on string that is called concatenation, column aliases. We have learned distinct keyword, how to remove the duplication while visualizing the data, not from the table structure itself. The aggregation function is very much important for any kind of analytics part, and sorting of the records. So this thing we have learned today. So if there is any doubt, you can quickly ask me. Okay. Hopefully, no such doubt you have. But I'll be just requesting you if you have already installed the database, just go ahead with those steps at your own system or your own local machine quickly. If you are a new to the SQL, then that should be easily understandable and the thing should be you can recall quickly what are the things and that should be helpful for your interviews as well. So just go ahead with those stuffs and tell me if there is anything tomorrow in tomorrow's session. And tomorrow we'll be going ahead with the rest of the part for DQL. I mean, so there are lots of parts still to be covered for DQL, some more inbuilt functions, uh, as well as some more, operation on top of the date format or this kind of stuff. So I'll be coming with the slides tomorrow. So, but if there is anything, any doubt, if you are having from tomorrow's session, today's session, we can quickly connect early tomorrow if to discuss on top of that thing. Okay. Okay, then if there is nothing for today, I think we can wrap up the session for today. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.